So today we're going to be talking about croissants. And in my book, Baking in Smaller Batches, which you can download on iTunes, on Blurb, you can buy it, all sorts of different things, you can see the recipe. But today we're going to show you how to put it together. And so what I have right here is my milk. It's 105 degrees. And that'll make sense when you read the recipe and you see that you want warm milk. So we're just going to throw that right into the mixer, followed by all the flour, and the sugar, the yeast, and the salt. So lock your bowl, and you're going to mix that on speed 4 for about 3 or 4 minutes until the dough comes together. Okay, so I'm just going to stop the mixer, and if you notice that the dough has collected up at the top, you just want to kind of move it back down to the bottom of the bowl and let the mixer continue mixing on. Just help the dough out a little bit. Alright, so the dough is mixed together. Just gonna take it off the hook. Just wrap it in plastic wrap. So now what you need to do is let it rest for a little bit and see how nice and smooth the dough is. There's nothing in the bowl, it's all cleaned out, all mixed in perfectly, there's no dry spots. It's really important to put the milk in the dough, or in the bowl first, so the dough can mix evenly, not have any dry spots. So just let this sit in the refrigerator for about an hour, 45 minutes if you're in a hurry. Alright, so it's been about 45 minutes, actually it's been closer to an hour, and you can see the yeast is making it rise in there. But the dough has relaxed. It'll be easy to roll. That's really what you're doing. You're just letting the dough relax so you can roll it out. Alright, so once you have the dough all rolled out to 12 by 9 inches, you can take your butter. And you want the butter to be soft, but not melted. And you can move it, you can mold it with your hands. I like to squish it. Just kind of warm it up a little bit. Put it all over the dough. So then you kind of smear the butter around with an offset spatula. Alright, and so once you have it all smeared out to within, a border within the dough, you're going to take it and fold it into thirds. And if you have to stretch the dough out a little bit to help you, you can do that. Just like that. And that is the first turn. So you're going to wrap it with plastic wrap and put it right in the refrigerator for about a half an hour. Alright, so it's chilled in the refrigerator long enough. And we're just going to unwrap it. Put a little flour down on your surface and on the top of the dough. And then you're going to roll it out again. Alright, so once you've rolled out your dough, all you're going to do is fold it into quarters. You do that by folding in one end and then another one. Make sure it's even. Stretch out the dough if you have to. And then fold it in half. And that's it. So you're going to let this chill again in the refrigerator for another half hour. Okay, so what we have here is the dough, and it's chilled. And it is ready to be rolled out again. So take a little flour. So once you have it rolled into a 12 by 9 inch rectangle, all you're going to do is take it and fold it into thirds. And let it chill one more time in the refrigerator for another 30 minutes. Okay, so the dough is chilled and it's ready for its last turn. So one more time, a little bit of flour, and roll it out. Alright, so once it's rolled out, you're just going to fold it into quarters again. And that's it. You've made croissant dough. So now you have to let this chill one more time before you can roll it out and form it into the croissants. So back in the fridge you go for about another 45 minutes. Okay, so we have the croissant dough. It's all ready to go. So you just need a little bit of flour. we're gonna roll it out again. All right, so if the dough doesn't want to roll out all the way, roll it as far as you can get and then put it in the refrigerator for another couple of minutes and let it set. And by that time, the gluten should have relaxed enough to let you roll out all the rest of the way. So I'm just gonna let this sit for a couple minutes. Okay, so the dough has relaxed. It's ready, hopefully, to be rolled out the rest of the way. All right, so once it's rolled out, all you do is you take your cutting wheel and just trim off the sides a little bit, but go at an angle. And then just cut. Sometimes I put a little notch at the end. So all you do is you take your croissant, roll it right up. Just like that. Alright, so I'm gonna fill these, and when I fill croissants I always put on gloves, just because sometimes the fillings don't want to cooperate or they're messy. So into this one, I'm going to put just a couple chocolate chips right into the big area. You kind of have to work holding them in. Roll up your croissant. And these will look a little bit different. In the freezer, I have a little bit of Nutella that I froze just to make it easier to work with. And go ahead and put that in the side. And you'll see that I'm just rolling right up this edge. I'm not centering it for the filled croissants. Gives you more of a room for the filling. Alright, so you're just going to let these proof in a warm area, or at this point you could freeze them too. You could freeze them until you're ready to let them proof until they're double in size, and then you bake them. But what I'm going to do, because I cannot wait, I'm going to go ahead and put these in a little proofing box. My oven has a proof feature on it, and it'll help me get these doubled in size as fast as possible. So into the proof box they go. Let them sit until they've doubled in size. Alright, so as you can see, the croissants have doubled in size, and they're nice and spongy, and they're just going to bake up perfectly. So the last thing you want to do is egg wash them. It's the last one I have to do. And you want to be careful not to deflate them with the brush at this point, because they're actually kind of fragile. So then you put these right into the oven at 350 degrees for 17 to 25 minutes. Alright, so here they are. And what I like the most about this recipe is just how easy it is to get really professional results at home, in part because this is such an easy amount of dough to work with. It's not a huge quantity, you're only getting a couple croissants, and it's easier to work with the dough and the butter that way. But here they are, the croissants. They're beautiful. I can't wait till they cool down and eat them. But I hope you give them a try, and I hope you like it. Thanks.